Hey, was thinking of you. Just woke up, so I got the whole fat effect going on. Anyways, I'm rocking my updo, side do, punk rock, mohawk look right now. It's like an updo bun. I'm really thinking of you because this is the discussion right now. It's a major discussion about why I like to have paperwork. So, when I was growing up, I was involved in a relationship that started when I was 15 or 16. And I got into a relationship and I didn't know how to have sex at all. So I was like the worst person in bed. It's like I couldn't do anything. Didn't know how to do oral sex. Didn't know how to do anything. The first two things that I learned how to do was ride and back shot and throw my legs up. That's what I learned. But I still wasn't even good at it. I was the worst person. So I started watching videos. Sex videos. Reading sex magazines and everything that can teach me how to have sex. So I got educated from the sex industry on paperwork. So people are bothering me about my safe sex practices because people are commenting about my safe sex. Like, why do you do safe sex videos? Like, what is it with that you do? They're mad because I won't let you put your mouth on me, or I won't do anything with something to protect me. This protects myself and this protects you against any oral sexual transmitted diseases out there. My paperwork is what I do. What kind of sex do I do? Do you have your paperwork? Do I have my paperwork? We exchange paperwork. That means we can play and be fine. If you look in the sex industry, professional entertainers, what they do is they give their paperwork so they can get jobs. They can't get sex jobs without paperwork. I know it sounds funny and I know it sounds weird, but this is how I grew up. I grew up this way because I studied the sex industry. And I like the sex industry because I was like the biggest nerd. The biggest nerd you ever met. And studying the sex industry, what it did was help me understand how to protect myself with sex. Because once I started liking sex, I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And I was just like, this is what I want. This is the kind of lifestyle that I want. But I'm getting a lot of contradictions from people because it's like, well, why are you practicing safe sex and why are you telling people about what kind of sex that you like? Because on Facebook, people think everyone's out there. Like, basically, I use Durex and I use Lifestyle and Trojan. I'm not a professional sex person because I have the tightest vagina you'll ever meet because I haven't been having sex. I've been in church for like the last 6 years, learning demonology and becoming the person that, I was being led by the Holy Spirit. Let me just put that way. But we won't talk about sex and God at the same time because sex and God really don't go together. Anyways, so that's one of the main reasons. So I got my sexual education from being in the teen program and also from the sex industry. So the sex industry, this is how they do it in Hollywood, anywhere right now. People get checked for AIDS, herpes, STDs, any kind of venereal diseases. They get checked for every 6 months, every year, every 6 years, every 3 years, something like that. That's the way I work, okay? And I haven't found anyone to do that because every single man that I meet, I ask them for their paperwork and I break up with them. It's just like, we can talk as long as you want, but if you don't have your paperwork, we're not going to get busy. I mean, that's just it. I mean, we can use protection, but that's as far as it's going to go. If we don't have sex, if we have sex, we have to have sex with a condom. And that's it. I mean, every single guy I've met, I've dated a couple guys, And dating the couple guys, it was like, I went with them for like almost 6 months with one guy. And then I was like, oh my gosh, it's almost 6 months. 6 months for me is like a milestone. I think it was either 3 or 6 months. And I was just like, finally, I'm ready to take the next step in a relationship. Let's exchange paperwork, blah, 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 blah. We broke up. Those are the type of things that typically happen to me with my whole sexual, whatever you want to call it. This is the way that I like to live my life. So I like to live like a rock star, but I like to live like a rock star that is educated, and I have healthy sexual habits, which is I keep my paperwork up to date. Keep my paperwork up to date. I go to the doctor regularly. As you know, I sing, I dance, I act. Acting is one of the minimal things that I do. I teach, I do arts and crafts. I'm like the biggest, nerdiest person, but then on the other side of me, the sexual side, the bedroom side, I am the most sexual person you can ever meet, because I came from nothing. I came from just laying there like a log to becoming the most sexual person that I know. Because it's like the industry sex that I do, it's like, this is the kind of sex that I taught myself. Because he always complained. My first relationship complained. I was with him for 10 or 15 years. I'm not sure how long it was. But he complained to my mother, my grandmother, everyone. He complained. He's like, she doesn't do sex. She doesn't do anything. She doesn't do anything. So I was like the least sexual person in the world. So I went and started watching videos, pornographic movies, reading things, doing research on sex, learning how to do it. I mean, I just learned how to have oral sex within the last year. Believe it or not, I swear to God, it's only been 1 year since I've been doing oral sex. And I love it. And thanks to Dorax. Hold on. Thanks to Dorax. Oh my God. The condoms are super, super yummy. And I hate having oral sex. So listen. Let me show you the joke. When I used to do oral sex, and this is, you know, people say, guys say, all girls say, I don't do that. I used to do it and I used to go, oh, oh, oh. I would just throw up. I would literally just want to throw up, and I would make that gagging sound like, oh, 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 oh. So that is how inexperienced, and this was like recently. So within the last year, I studied oral sex and which way would help me to like oral sex. So Dorax came in. Oh my goodness. Dorax. What a lifesaver. Because they came in with all these super yummy flavors and said, okay, somebody needs help in that department. And I was just like, yes, I do. And I started doing it. It didn't help that I also was applying for that safe sex job. I wanted to be a safe sex advocate for the health department. So I was learning how to talk and talk to people